Hello everyone, it's me Sanjay Vasu back again for another video. This time I'm doing it on Cambridge Secondary 1 Checkpoint for Mathematics Paper 2, October 2018. You're allowed to use a calculator? Let's start. Question 1. Work out 6.5 plus 3.2 into 6.5 minus 3.2. So let's get our calculator out. This will just be equal to 6.5 plus 3.2, that'll be 9.7, multiplied by 6.5 minus 3.2, which is 3.3. And if you do that, you get 32.01. That's the answer. But actually, there's another way to do this. You can write that this is a plus b into a minus b, and that'll be equal to a squared minus b squared. And because 6.5 is a and 3.2 is b, we can say that'll be 6.5 squared minus 3.2 squared. I'm not going to show it, but I will just do this on my calculator. 6.5 squared minus 3.2 squared. That's just 32.01, giving us the same answer. Let's go to question 2. Pierre buys 56 liters of fuel for $103.60. Carlos buys 40 liters of the same fuel. Work out how much Carlos pays. So 56 liters is $103.60. So 1 liter is equal to this cost divided by 56. Let's get our calculator. 103.6 divided by 56, we get $1.85. So now 40 liters will be, we just multiply by 40 and we get the answer as $74. That's the answer. Let's go to question 3. The graph shows the temperature of a room at different times during one day. Work out the difference in the temperature between 11 a.m., which is this time, and 5:30 p.m., which is over here. So at 11 a.m., as I've already marked, it'll be over here because it comes over here, 11 a.m., right between 10 and 12. And 5:30 p.m. is just the same as in 24-hour time. It'll be 17:30 hours. And that will be right in between 5 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So it'll be in between these two, which is over here. And now the temperature is at 18 degrees. So over there, we got 20 and 18. So 20 minus 18 is just 2 degrees Celsius. That's our answer. Question 4. The graph shows number of letters in 50 words from a page in a book. Write down A. How many more 4-letter words are there than 5-letter words? So first, 4-letter words, there's 11, and 5-letter words, there is 9. So 4-letter minus 5-letter is 11 minus 9 is just 2. And for the largest number of letters in the word, we can see that in 10 number of letters, we have one word over here. So the largest number of letters is just 10. Question 5. Some units of measurement are shown in the box. Choose the most appropriate unit from the box for each of these measurements. The capacity of a spoon. This will be in milliliters because a spoon is extremely small. And it is capacity, that's why it's milliliters. The mass of a piano, kilograms, because pianos are extremely big and bulky, so we need a high measurement to measure it, or a measurement with more value to it. The distance traveled in an aeroplane, we can measure it in kilometers, because airplanes travel thousands of kilometers for one journey. So the distance traveled in an airplane has to be kilometers and cannot be less than that. Let's go to question 6. Mia chooses 2 of these numbers, 2, 3, 5, 11, 13, 15. When she divides one number by the other, the answer is 0.8 correct to 1 decimal place. Work out which 2 numbers she chooses. Because the answer 0.8 is less than 1, so the first number should be smaller than the second number. So let's take the first number to be 2. We can have any of these. So 2 by 3 is 0.66666. That'll be 0.7 when rounded. 2 by 5 is 0.4, and all the others will be much less. So it cannot be 2 as the first number. So we'll take 3. 3 by 5 is 0.6, and all the other ones, 3 divided by 11, 13, or 15, will be less than 3 by 5. And that's why we can take 5 as a smaller number. So 5 by 11 is below half. So it will be about 0.45, like that. And that won't be 0.8. Now we cannot take 5, so these three are out. Now 11, we can divide by 13. Let's get our calculator out. First of all, I'll show you what's 5 by 11. As I said, 0.454545 goes on. Now 11 divided by 13 is equal to 0.8461. And 11 divided by 13 will be 0.8461 dot dot dot. And that'll be equal to 0.8 to 1 decimal place. So the numbers are 11 and 13. That's the answer. Let's go to question 7. Body mass index is equal to m by h squared. M is mass in kilograms and h is height in meters. Yuri is 1.8 meters tall and his mass is 64.8 kg. Calculate Yuri's body mass index. So his mass is 64.8 and divide by height in meters squared, so 1.8 squared. That'll be 64.8 divided by, let's get our calculator out. So we have 1.8 squared, 3.24. Now we just do 64.8 divide by that, 3.24, we get 20. That's the answer. Let's go to question 8. Angelique has a fair 6-sided dice. Find the probability of throwing a multiple of 3. That'll be either 3 or 6. Because 6-sided dice contain numbers from 1 to 6. So that'll be 2 numbers out of total of 6 options, which is 1 by 3. That's the answer. B. Angelique throws a different 6-sided dice 120 times. And these are the frequencies. Work out the experimental probability of throwing a multiple of 3. Experimental probability means the probability according to what you have done in this experiment. So throwing a multiple of 3 means throwing either 3 or a 6. So that'll be 21 plus 24 divided by the full number because probability, so 120. And that'll be equal to 45 by 120, which is equal to 3 by 8. That's the answer. Let's go to question 9. Trapezium ABCD is shown on the grid. E is a point on the line AB. Angle AED is 90 degrees. Mark E on the grid with a cross, X. So the angle between A and D, using the point E, which we do not know, is 90 degrees, and it's on the line A to B. So the angle between A and D should be something like this. So the point E must be on the line created by D, the horizontal line, and on the vertical line created by A. So we take the horizontal line created by passing through D, we get the point E to be right there. Question 10. Manjit sells ice cream. On Monday, 80 men bought ice cream. 31 of them chose chocolate, and 41% of the women who bought an ice cream chose chocolate flavor. Take to show if men or women are more likely to choose chocolate flavor ice cream. Show how you worked out your answer. So 31 by 80 is equal to, in percentage, we just do 31 by 80 into 100%, which is equal to, let's get our calculator out. 31 divided by 80 into 100, you get 38.75%, which is less than 41%. So that means women are more likely to choose chocolate flavor ice cream. That's the answer. Question 11. The diagram shows a parallelogram right over here. All sides are measured in centimeters. A. Write down the expression in terms of x for the perimeter of the parallelogram. The perimeter is 2 into length plus slant height, or in other words breadth. That'll be 2 into 3x plus 5 plus x plus 2. That's 2 into 4x plus 7, which is 8x plus 14 centimeters. That's the answer. B. The perimeter of the parallelogram is 62 centimeters. Work out the length of the longest side of the parallelogram. The longest side is 3x plus 5. So first we find out what x is by substituting. 62 is equal to 8x plus 14. Now 8x will be 62 minus 14, which is 48. And x is 48 by 8, which is 6. Now 3x plus 5 is equal to 3 into 6 plus 5, which is equal to 18 plus 5, 23 centimeters. That's the answer. Let's go to question 12. Rotate shape Q by 90 degrees clockwise about point C. So we need to go clockwise, this direction, 90 degrees. So we go like that till there. And we need to rotate all the points on the shape Q. Now if we take this point and rotate 90 degrees clockwise about here, it'll go just like this. You rotate it fully to make a perfect circle, like that. So 90 degrees will come there. And using the same method, we get this one here. This one comes there. And for this one, it comes all the way down there. And we just connect the sides, and that's the answer. Question 13. In 2012, there are 600 members of a sports club. In 2013, this increases to 744 members. Work out the percentage increase in the number of members of the sports club. So that'll be 744 minus 600 for the increase, divided by 600 for the fraction, multiply by 100% for the percentage. You can cancel this out here. There's 6. That'll be 144 by 6, which is equal to 24% increase. That's the answer. Question 14. Think to show if each of these statements is true or false. 4,328.418 rounded to two significant figures is 4328.42. This is false. Why? Because when you round to two significant figures, it's not decimal places, but they've done it to decimal places. Significant figures means the first two digits of the number excluding zeros at the start. So in this case, there's no zeros at the start, which means something like this. There's no zeros at the start, so we can say it's just 1, 2. The third one's less than 5, so it'll be 4,300. 21.87954 rounded to three decimal places is 21.88. This is false. Even though, yes, if we round to three decimal places, 5, the fourth one, is greater than or equal to 5 because it's equal to 5. So we add 1 to 9, we get 10. So we put 0 here and we add 1 here. So it'll become 21.88, right? But then, because 3 decimal places, we have to add the third decimal place, which is a 0. So that's why it's false. It's only given 21.88. 7.568499 rounded to 3 decimal places is 7.568. This is true. Because when we round to 3 decimal places, the fourth decimal place is 4, less than 5, and that's why we don't change anything. And we can cancel out all of these digits, becomes 7.568. 0.004122 rounded to 4 significant figures is 0.004. This is false. As I said while discussing this one, the zeros at the start of a decimal number are not counted in significant figures. That's why these 3 zeros over here are not counted. So the first significant figure is 4, and then second is 1, third is 2, fourth is 2. So this number is actually already rounded to 4 significant figures. That's the answer. Question 15. In the United States, a person's mass is given in pounds. 100 pounds is 45.4 kilograms. A woman's mass is 63.6 kilograms. Convert this to pounds. So 45.4 kg is to 100 pounds. That means 63.6 kg is the same thing as 45.4 multiplied by 63.6 by 45.4. So we multiply this side as well by the same fraction. So it's to 100 into 63.6 by 45.4. Let's get our calculator out. There we are. 63.6 divided by 45.4. It becomes this value. And multiply by 100. We get 140.088. So it'll be approximately 140 pounds. That's the answer. Let's go to question 16. A museum opens 3 days a week on Monday, Tuesday, and Saturday. Hassan records the number of visitors on each day over a period of 20 weeks. He calculates the mean and range for each of the 3 days. The mean and range for each of them are given in this table. Write down the day of the week that gets the most visitors. Give the reason for your answer. So if it has most visitors, that means the mean should be the highest. In this case, the mean is highest in Saturday, 753. The range does not matter because it only shows the difference between the highest and lowest, which only shows the consistency of the values, doesn't show which gets more and which doesn't. So it's Saturday because it has the highest mean, which is 753 visitors. That's the answer. Question 17. Solve the simultaneous equations using an algebraic method. You must show how you worked out your answers. So you can first name this as equation 1 and this as equation 2. We can multiply equation 2 into 2. That'll be 6x plus 2y is equal to 48. Now we can do this as number 3. So 3 minus 1, let's do that. 6x plus 2y equals 48, and x plus 2y equals 13. Because we're subtracting, we can cancel out the two y's, and we're left with 5x is equal to 35, and x is equal to 7. We know that. Now we can find out for y. Substituting x is equal to 7 into equation 1, we get 7 plus 2y equals 13. 2y equals 13 minus 7, which is 6. Y is equal to 6 by 2, which is 3. That's the answer. Question 18. A has coordinates 2, minus 2. B has coordinates 10, 14. C is the midpoint of the line AB. D is the midpoint of the line CB. Find the coordinates of D. First, let's find C. So C is equal to, let's do brackets, x1, which is the first x, plus x2 by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 by 2. Probably, in other words, the average of both of these points and the x and y values. So the point C will be 2 plus 10 by 2, comma, minus 2 plus 14 by 2. And when we do that, we get 6, 6. Now we can find the midpoint of CB. So D will be x1 plus x2 by 2. That'll be the x1 of C and x2, which is the one of B. So it'll be 6 plus 10 by 2, comma, 6 plus 14 because y1 and y2. 6 plus 14 by 2. You'll get 8, 10. And that's the coordinates of D, so that's the answer. Question 19. A sequence begins 14, 17, 20, 23, so on. Write down the formula for the nth term of the sequence. So we can see that every time it adds 3 to get to the next term. So that means the nth term must be 3n plus something. So whatever we add, that's the coefficient of n. So let's take 3n. 3n is 3 into 1, which is 3 here. If we add 11 to that, we get 14. And over here, 3n will be 6 because n is 2. Add 11 to that, we'll get 17. So whatever we get 3n, if we add it to 11, we will get this sequence. And that's why the answer is 3n plus 11. B. The nth term of a different sequence is given by the formula n by 2n plus 1. Write down the first 3 terms of the sequence. When n is equal to 1, we get 1 by 2 into 1 plus 1, which is 1 by 3. And our second one is 2 by 2 into n plus 1, which is 2 by 5, because n is 2. And now for n is 3. 3 by 2 into 3 plus 1, which is 7. So 3 by 7 is the third term. Question 20. Simplify x by 4 plus x plus 1 by 8. That'll be 2x by 8 plus x plus 1 by 8, because we just multiply 2 on both sides here. And that'll be 2x plus x plus 1 by 8, which is 3x plus 1 by 8. That's the answer. Let's go to question 21. The equation x squared plus 8x equals 144 has a solution between x equals 8 and x equals 9. Use the method of trial and improvement to find the solution correct to one decimal place. Show while you're working in the table. You may not need to use all the rows. So we got the x value of 8 and 9. For 8, this value would be 128, and that's too small. And for 9, it's 153, which is too big. We need 144. So let's start with 8.5. So let's get our calculator out. 8.5 squared plus 8 into 8.5, 140.25, which is still too small. Now let's go for 8.6. 8.6 squared plus 8 into 8.6, we get 142.76. Still too small. And now 8.7, let's go. 8.7 squared plus 8 into 8.7, we get 145.29. So now we've already classed 144. We can see which one of these two is closer to 144. Evidently, it's 142.76 because the difference is 1.24 here, and over here the difference is 1.29. Not that much of a difference, but still it makes sense because we're talking about one decimal place. We need it precise. So the answer is 8.6, and we shall just write that down. Let's go to the next question, 22. The diagram shows trapezium ABCD. ABCD is enlarged. The center of enlargement is B over here, and the scale factor is 3. Complete the sentences. The length of the longest side of the enlargement of ABCD is dash. Longest side in normal ABCD is AD, which is 24. After the enlargement, it will be 24 into the scale factor, which is 3. That's just 72 centimeters. The size of the smallest angle of the enlargement of ABCD is what? The smallest angle is 53 here. But even if we enlarge it like 10 times, not just 3, even if we make it 10 or even 100, the angle will not change. Only the side lengths are going to change. So it's still 53 degrees. Question 23. Shirts are made from a mix of cotton and polyester. The ratio of cotton to polyester in two shirts is shirt A and shirt B. Cotton is to polyester in shirt A is 13:7. In shirt B is 3:2. While writing each ratio in the form C:1, find which shirt contains the higher proportion of cotton. So 13:7, we can write it as, if we divide both sides by 7, we get 13/7:1. And if we do that on a calculator, 13/7, we get 1.857:1. And now let's do for the second one, 3:2. 3:2 divided by 2 on both sides, we get 1.5:1, which we already know there's already a decimal, so we can compare these two. We can see that the first one has a decimal larger for cotton. So by the way, this is shirt A, this is shirt B. So shirt A has the higher proportion of cotton because the value in the decimal on the left of the ratio symbol is greater there. 1.87 is greater than 1.5. That's the answer. Let's go to question 24. Here are the details of a flight from London to Hong Kong. The time in Hong Kong is the number of hours ahead of the time in London. Work out the number of hours ahead. So departing is London at 8:20 local time in PM. And the arrival at Hong Kong is 4:50 the next day in local time. So flight is 12 hours 30 minutes. So arrival time, but then the time in London time is equal to 2020 plus 12:30 because 12 hours 30 minutes. That'll be 8:50 plus 1, which means the next day. But then it's given 16:50, which is 4:50 p.m. So the number of hours ahead will be 16:50 minus 8:50, which is equal to 8 hours, and there's no minutes, so it's just 8 hours ahead. By the way, this 8:50 is in AM. I'm just writing it without anything because all these times are in 24-hour format, so I'm writing this as well like that. That's the answer. Question 25. 6 into 6 into 6 to the power a is equal to 1. Work out the value of a. So 6 into 6 is 6 to the power 2. And multiply that by 6 to the power a is equal to 1. So 6 to the power of 2 plus a is equal to 1. And 1 is equal to 6 to the power 0 because anything to the power 0 is just 1. So 6 to the power 2 plus a is equal to 6 to the power of 0. So 2 plus a is equal to 0 and a is equal to minus 2. That's the answer. Question 26. A farmer needs 10 grams of seed to plant 1 square meter of wheat. The farmer wants to plant a field of 15 hectares. Work out how many kilograms of seed he needs. So to find square meters from hectares, we just multiply by 10,000. So 15 hectares is 150,000 meters squared. So the number of kilograms of seed is just 150,000 multiplied by 10 grams. That's 1.5 million grams. But because it asks kilograms, we divide by 1,000 to get the answer as 1,500 kilograms. That's the answer. With that, I come to the end of my video. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends and family, and comment on how you think this video was. With that, it's me, Sanjay Vasu, signing out. Thank you. Bye.